Today we're gonna rank each NBA team's starting lineup based on their total overall rating in NBA 2K24. To kick things off, at number 30, we have the Washington Wizards. Poole and Kuzma are nice, as well as the low-key addition of Tyus Jones. But trading away Bradley Beal and Kristaps Porzingis just won't cut it. At number 29, we have the Charlotte Hornets. LaMelo Ball continues to ascend, and they just took Brandon Miller as the number 2 pick in this year's draft, who's already a starter. This is another developmental year for the Hornets, so we just have to wait and see. Coming in at number 28 are the San Antonio Spurs. Number 1 overall pick Victor Wembanyama is already a stud, but if the highest rated overall on your team is a rookie, then that's not so good news. Next at number 27 are the Detroit Pistons. Another team with young talent led by Cade Cunningham and Jaden Ivey. Bojan Bogdanovic is a solid veteran piece, but there's just much better teams out there. Moving on to number 26, we have the Portland Trail Blazers. Rookie sensation Scoot Henderson pairs up with former number 1 pick DeAndre Ayton, and good pieces like Jeremy Grant and Anthony Simons. But with no top-end talent, they still find themselves very low in the rankings. At number 25, we have the Orlando Magic. We should see a second-year bump from Paolo Banchero and improved play from Franz Wagner, who balled out in the FIBA World Cup. This is another young team who will be exciting to watch this upcoming season. Coming in at number 24 are the Houston Rockets. Newly acquired floor general Fred VanVleet will be Jalen Green's new running partner in the backcourt. Jabari Smith coming into his second year should continue to improve, as well as up-and-coming center Alperen Şengün. Next at number 23, we have the Brooklyn Nets. They have a solid front court in Nick Claxton, Cam Johnson, and Mikal Bridges, who had a solid outing for Team USA in the FIBA World Cup, and who's expected to be this team's leading scorer. Ben Simmons regresses to 76 overall, but hey, he's still a 6'10" point guard who can guard all 5 positions, but he just can't shoot. At number 22, we have the Utah Jazz, led by their all-star forward Lauri Markkanen. Decent starting 5 with everybody at least 80 overall, with the addition of former Hawk big man John Collins. Moving on to number 21, we have the Toronto Raptors. Former Rookie of the Year Scotty Barnes and versatile forward Pascal Siakam lead the way for the Raptors, who have a very competitive starting 5. I'm surprised FIBA World Cup MVP Dennis Schroeder is only ranked at a 77. Cracking the top 20 are the Indiana Pacers. Tyrese Halliburton's rise to an 88 overall and the addition of NBA champion Bruce Brown bolsters Indiana's lineup, with blockmaster Miles Turner and young stud Benedict Mathurin rounding out their 5. Next up at number 19, we have the Atlanta Hawks. Trae Young and DeJounte Murray will provide the offense and the defense in the backcourt, but they have a pretty average frontcourt in DeAndre Hunter, Saddiq Bey, and Clint Capella. Moving on to number 18, we have the OKC Thunder. Now this is one of my favorite teams this upcoming season. SGA's All-Star Leap last year, their young pieces developing nicely in Josh Giddey and Jalen Williams, plus they have potential Rookie of the Year in Chet Holmgren, who finally gets some action this season after missing last year with a foot injury. Coming in at number 17 are the Chicago Bulls. DeMar DeRozan and Zach LaVine filling up the wings for the Bulls. Old reliable Nikola Vucevic starting at center, and since this is 2K, injuries are off, so Lonzo Ball is good to go at point guard. At 16, we have the surprise team of last season, the Beam Team, the Sacramento Kings. The 1-2 punch of De'Aaron Fox and Domantas Sabonis is surrounded by young and solid pieces in Harrison Barnes, Kevin Huerter, and Keegan Murray. At the halfway mark at number 15 are the Dallas Mavericks. We have the all-star duo of Luka Doncic and Kyrie Irving at the guard spots, and it pretty much is a steep decline from there, with 3 70 overalls in Tim Hardaway Jr., Grant Williams, and Powell. Next up at number 14 are the New York Knicks, led by 3 very good lefties in Jalen Brunson, Julius Randle, and RJ Barrett. This is a good squad, with a solid supporting cast of Mitchell Robinson and Josh Hart, all at least 80 overall. Coming in number 13 are the Minnesota Timberwolves. Anthony Edwards is projected to take another leap in his young career and is probably already a top 15 player in the league. And of course, we have the Twin Towers Rudy Gobert and Karl Anthony Towns. At number 12, we have the Los Angeles Clippers. The brittle bunch Kawhi Leonard and Paul George are two of the best two-way players in the NBA. And again, since injuries are off in 2K, these two are good to go. Moving on to number 11, we have the Miami Heat. Speaking of two-way players, the Heat also have two of the best in Jimmy Butler and Bam Adebayo. The Heat lost some of their spot starters in Max Strus and Gabe Vincent, but they still have Tyler Hero and Caleb Martin. To start the top 10, we have the New Orleans Pelicans. There was a time when 2K absolutely loved the Pelicans in the sim. Just look at the talent on their team. Zion Williamson, Brandon Ingram, and CJ McCollum. They also have sturdy center Jonas Valanciunas and up-and-comer Herb Jones. Shooting their way at number 9 are Ja Morant and the Memphis Grizzlies. This young core of Ja, Desmond Bane, and Jaren Jackson Jr. is no joke. Plus you add veterans like Marcus Smart and Steven Adams, you probably have one of the best defensive starting 5 in the league. Next up at number 8 are the Cleveland Cavaliers. The Donovan Mitchell and Darius Garland combo can be very deadly because of their shooting and playmaking, and they've added more shooting this year after acquiring Max Strus. And don't forget their anchors in defense Evan Mobley and Jared Allen. Moving on to number 7, we have the Philadelphia 76ers. Yes, James Harden is still here, with last year's reigning MVP Joel Embiid. They also have potential breakout player Tyrese Maxey and solid veteran forward Tobias Harris. Coming in at number 6 are the Golden State Warriors. Chris Paul will be a starter together with the Splash Brothers Steph Curry and Klay Thompson. Green is injured in real life, but in 2K it's him and Looney in the front court, with Wiggins coming off the bench. Before we get to the top 5, if you're enjoying this and want to see more videos like this, then please consider smashing that subscribe button. At number 5, we have the defending NBA champions, the Denver Nuggets. 4 other teams have made bigger moves this past offseason ahead of the Nuggets, but this Denver squad is still very good with 2-time MVP Nikola Jokic, the highest rated player in 2K among the current teams. He is joined by Mr. Playoffs Jamal Murray and very good pieces in Michael Porter Jr., Aaron Gordon, and KCP. Next up at number 4 are the Los Angeles Lakers. If you have Anthony Davis and arguably the greatest player of all time, LeBron James, in your team, then you'll be somewhere on top of any list. They also have gunners in the guard position in D'Angelo Russell and much improved Austin Reeves. At number 3, we have the Milwaukee Bucks. This lineup got a major boost this offseason with the addition of Damian Lillard. The Bucks still have Chris Middleton, Brook Lopez, and the Greek freak Giannis Antetokounmpo, who is very much in his prime. The Bucks are only one of 4 teams with 290 overalls in the starting lineup. The other 3 are the Lakers, the Mavs, and the Suns. Speaking of the Phoenix Suns, they are number 2 on this list with the second best starting lineup in NBA 2K24. With Kevin Durant, Devin Booker, and Bradley Beal on the floor, the defense will have nightmares on who to guard on this team. They lost DeAndre Ayton in the Damian Lillard trade but got back Yusuf Nurkic, who is still an 81 overall. And at number 1, no, it's not the starters who are now the No Dunks crew. Shout out to Skeets, Taz, Trey, JD, and even Lee, who all remain number 1 in our hearts. At number 1, the best starting 5 according to NBA 2K24 are the Boston Celtics. They have the 2 Jays as their centerpieces, Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown. They lost Time Lord and Marcus Smart, but they were replaced by defensive stud Drew Holiday and the unicorn Kristaps Porzingis. They also have Big Al to round out their Elite 5, and this team will definitely be exciting to watch. So where did your favorite team end up in the rankings? Do you agree with the starting lineups? Let me know down in the comments below. I also do play tutorials of various NBA team playbooks, so check them out right here. If you enjoyed this video, drop a thumbs up and subscribe if you want to see more NBA related content. And remember, what time is it? Game time!